The Kennedy Space Center now. We're just going to go in. This is the beginning of the trip. We've been to Disney World, but I didn't take this along and take all of that. So this is the beginning of the trip now. Big screen, like big black thing, and it's got all the names on it. I'll pick them out. Go down. That's a 4, that's a 7 that was in the thing. Those and that one.
Its speed in a series of S-turns as it glides toward the Earth.
Look, it's made of like this is the same rocket, just on a higher level.
Sonic waves set up by an orbiter's nose and wings cause an overpressure, resulting in...
This is the cargo bay. Looks like a bomb bay on a big plane. There's the rockets that take it up. And behind me is the shuttle itself. And there's the shuttle itself. I can get the whole shuttle here. Almost the whole rocket here. That's the landing gear, the nose wheel. And there's the other wheels back there.
Now check this out. Here's something that's very important. See those 310 buildings to the left of the bus with the gray tops? One of them's just going outside now. See the one with number 2 on it? That has the orbiter, Atlantis, inside it. Those are orbiter processing facilities. The orbiter Atlantis, that's right. Number 1 has the orbiter.
Door that goes out.
That are running test and cache.
Shuttle goes out. It's a crawler that moves the shuttle.
Long since been out of business. Of course, as you can see, we got to do the work on them ourselves. What's it called? The crawler. He's
gravel.
Just the way you saw it, 2 miles an hour. It's loaded, carrying everything to or from the launch pad, barely gets 1 mile an hour.
There. guess that's the one where they take them up from. And this goes all the way around.
That's that one over there, I wonder.
I don't know. You can see there's a road that the crawler goes on.
Hey, you can smell gold.
That crawler that they use. There's the vehicle assembly building. And come down here. This crawler here brings it from there. It goes down here. And it goes all the way over to that launch pad over there. It takes 8 hours to do it. Or again, in front of the vehicle assembly building.
That there please be no smoking in the theater, and once again we ask that there please be no flash photography during the presentation. Thank you.
This is like they got used to, I guess. It's all lit up. This is launch controls, not mission control.
Attention all personnel. Countdown clock will start on line 1 at T-minus 3 minutes. 3, 2, 1.
This is launch control. T-minus 3 minutes and 5.
While you're moving away from it. It's Apollo 1.
During this period, once we do get the final in, the various tanks within the 3 stages of Saturn must be levels of every second.
14 seconds now.
Our status code indicates that the stage, the oxygen tank has been pressurized, and of course it's still going on. Coming up in 90 seconds, mark T-minus 90 seconds and 9 seconds. And good stage. 60 second mark on the flight to the moon.
You want to get your arm swinging away?
We have the power transfer and now the flight batteries will be mounted. Final report at this time. The spacecraft. 20 seconds. All aspects we are still recording at this time.
17, 15 seconds.
14, 13, 12, 11, 10.
It flew up on the ground. That was not a blow up. It was a launch.
Apollo 8, that thing.
Apollo 8, I guess that was.
Apollo 8 successfully orbited the moon.
This is a Saturn V rocket which put the astronauts up to them and left them off to go to the moon. The circled and came back, I think. That's the way I think it happened. I could be wrong. Been known to happen before. There was a lunar rover, but they moved around the moon on it. I thought it had on the head off, I guess. It's Apollo Station.
The right side of it, first tree, tallest tree. So now we're going to be seen at about a 45-degree angle. Here's your best view of it, right here. We're just getting ready to pass it. Now take a look back at it through this opening in the trees, and it'll look even bigger.
William Museum we stopped by in Hernando, Florida. Here's a picture of him on a bench. It says on deck. Bruce McGuire with Williams. At White Oak Creek Corps of Engineers Park in just south of Eufaula, Alabama, about 12 miles from it. We have an enormous site here. Big. Really big. We're right on the water. Well, we're not right on the water, but we can see the water. Pretty lake. We've stayed on this lake before, but we've never stayed at this campground, or this Corps Park.
What lake it was?
Yeah, Walter C. George. A lot of traffic out here today. It's the day before Mother's Day.
Georgia over there, isn't it?
Yeah, Georgia is across the lake. Woodpecker. We've been watching him for 2 days now. He's right out in front of us. He comes to get something out of the ground. He takes it up there.
He's on the ground now.
Let's see if I can find him.
Down there.
There he goes. He's on the ground.
Can't see him with except for the red hat. He's so blends in. I don't know. We don't know if he cracks them and eats them or if he stores them.
We're at Grand Tower this morning, and here's a big tow going by. It's got 2 towboats on it. He's 7 long, but he's very odd shaped. One up there, that nose up there is sticking out way far. It's on the far side. It's the courthouse, original courthouse, when?
I think it was built in 1833. It's the Thebes Courthouse, Thebes, Illinois, and it was moved to Carroll in 1864.
There's the Mississippi River.
Below Grand Tower we are.
Yeah, we're about 25 miles below Grand Tower.
There's Missouri over there.
And there's a bridge goes over. There's a public work building down there. We just stopped down there and they said this is a better view up here than where the overlook is.
We're going on the veranda and see a view.
Okay, we're going on the veranda and see a view. Okay, now we're up on the veranda. I found out what a veranda is. At the porch. There's a post. There's trailers down there. And there's trailers parked there. We decided this is not where we want to camp though. Grand Tower is a lot nicer.
Going by now that we came down off the veranda.
The courthouse up there, that's the front of it. We were in the back of it before. That's the front of it facing the river. That's where we were up on that balcony, right on that corner. The nicer view from up there is down here at the river. Forward up the line. Now we're down here at the campground level. This is the Grand Tower. It's kind of cleared out right now. There's not too many units here. Because it's the beginning of the week now. Well, it's the middle of the week, almost the tail end. I'll get the trailer where we are. There. Water's gone down about 4 foot now since we got here. It had gone up, I mean, since it was high, it was up about 2.5 foot higher than what it is right now. It went up about 2.5 foot after we got here, and now it's gone down about 4 foot. So that's looking down the river. Here's the I-275 bridge. It's Kentucky over there.
Yeah, but you gotta say what we're doing now because you didn't
I'm testing this to see if this works.
We're on the River Explorer riverboat.
Yeah,
On the
riverboat.
Ohio Kentucky on this side.
Taking up, that's Kentucky. Yeah, it's the bottom of the bridge. You want to see one? Coming into the first lock that we go through. And there's a toe in there now. There's a toe in there right now. We're at the lock. We're going to. This is 60 miles from where we started out this morning. At the 5:31. That toe we got to get through there before we can get in.
We go on the bow and still hold the jet 30 wide on the starboard side.
In the gate now.
4.5
Finally got him in.
Need to come up another 15 feet.
They're really touching on each side, I think. It's like,
They only give him about 4 foot to.
is there 4 foot?
Well, yeah.
Need to go up another.
Completely disappeared now. It's about a 35-foot lock. The gates are opening on the other end. Again. So we can get in and fill the thing up, and then we'll go in. Then they'll open our gates and now. You can see there we're moving in. Picture, let's see how fast that's dropping. Watch how fast that water goes down.
That's 53 and 54. But they're going to be replaced by Homestead Locking Gate, which is a new one they're building. They've been building it ever since I've been on here, and I've been here since '98. So they're still building it.
We're down. We went down 35 foot. So each one of those little panels are about 5.5 foot. We figured.
They're pretty much non-stop. But I don't care when you stop or not.
This is the only dam today, I think. I always think.
This is looking down. The river looks basically like this all the way down. There's not much difference in it.
Yeah, that blow you right off of there.
You got the trees right along the thing. This is around Madison, Kentucky. Kentucky, yeah.
And that's Indiana over there, isn't it?
Indiana. On the other side of the river here is, I'm waiting to see, I'll take them. There's those houses up on the hill. It's a pretty nice place. It's a pretty view, pretty area along the river. Club. There's a restaurant on the river. And there's a yacht club back in there. They go in and they got all, right there you can see all the poles sticking up from the yachts. From the basin, the yacht basin. And over here the whole bunch, it looks like condos or something. It's above Louisville. And look at all the sailboats out here. On the Ohio River.
Better get out of the way.
Right out in front of us now. They're getting out of the way. One through here almost, he's behind this column, he almost cut across in front of us. Big house along the river. Enormous thing. Just before we get to Louisville. It's on the Indiana side though. That's a 1937 flood crest. That's when Paducah, Illinois, or Paducah, Kentucky went underwater. There's a Louisville skyline. We're going, that's a railroad bridge. I think it's a, I don't know what, I think it's a railroad bridge and a I-65 bridge. Just before we get to Louisville.
Grandma said, he said 7, boy, it's 7.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
We're coming in the...
Yeah, he's honking his horn.
Yeah.
Oh, they got something down there. I don't think they'll all be there.
Come back, we got lose my mind. She'll come back to say, gonna be a brand new day. Walk this baby down, but just go away. Here I'm sitting on back door, one which way to go. We're woman I'm crazy about, don't want me no more. Think I'm crazy, pretend mama, cause I'm feeling blue. Right on way to the end of the line, thinking only of you. Meanwhile in the city, just about go insane. Sounds like I heard Vegas when she's on the lane. She'll come back to stay, gonna be a brand new day. Walk this baby down, about to so very girl.
Juggernaut Band. The Juggernaut Band from Kentucky.
If you want to be a little gal of mine, bring it with you when you come. I'm playing around this little town, head chock full of rum. I can't go downtown to see myself soon on another man's life. If you want to be a little gal of mine, bring it with you when you come. There's a man playing his guitar. I pull it. Into cheap out, then most on the fingers made on. Click on, sit on the foot. She back to the knees, right to there on DVD. Go out and watch more round play. Perfect for it. Spin cycle. How does he do that? Why does he do it? Now the moment you've all been waiting for. I give you the amazing, the terrifying, the mystifying, the mighty Mr. Ed! Oh, no, that's music.
Churchill down now. That's a winner circle.
That's the one they thought was going to win.
It's the winner of the Kentucky Derby this year. What it says.
Put that around their feet to keep the flies off.
And two have to traipse right across. This is where the box seats are, and that there's a track out there.
You can't hear him at all.
Sporting event in all of North America, and we're very proud of that tradition here. Our main track is a
Back
one
down.
day on our first track.
The third track is about, I think he said it's about 6 or 8 inches deep. Now there's the finish line.
Just after the first track,
So it's 1.25 miles. So they start down here, and I'll take it down there.
that is the winner's circle for the Kentucky
I
Derby.
can't get it there. Sunshine right
And
in.
then the grass is called the turf
Wait a
track.
minute. Now I don't have. Now it's on. Okay, go on.
The grass track is called the turf track. Some horses like to run on grass.
We'll head to our normal winner's circle.
Anyhow, I started to say they finish here, but they start back to my left, 1/4 mile back, and then they make one complete. After they come by here, then they make one complete thing to the finish. Center of the. This is in the center of the track now. I guess that's where the guy that calls the race is at, and the other media man, I guess. I don't know. It says Churchill Downs on it.
They'll run anywhere between $100 and $300 a seat, depending on their location, but you have to buy the box at six.
Typical horse training farm barns. Horse training farm. Typical horse farm training barn.
Now, would you know what percentage of jockeys do?
I didn't.
We go further. Roof lines, turns.
There's a catcher's mitt. There's a baseball glove. He is carrying all them bats around.
Oh, you can't sit staring.
Fall of the Ohio. This is inside.
All right, what city? What's that here?
This is the Ohio. Falls of the Ohio. And this is what they put a wall along it on dam. But now that's what's left of it. You can see the rock formation, how it was. They had to build a canal around it to get the locks in, because they couldn't get it around anymore. Man, it was a pretty waterfall when they were dammed off, but they couldn't get around it. It was a hazard to boating. Along the flood wall in Paducah. People stay on the way. So.
Where is that?
That's just North Carolina.
Well, we have a. Did you notice the first block?
Brown House and it goes back the other way. The tracks do have to come to an end soon. How do you turn a train around?
There's murals on the river wall, inside the river wall. No, not on the river side, but on the other side, the town side. There's our barge. There's the Ohio River. There's Carol. We're on the carriage now, and here's the trolley. That's Paducah Street. Yeah. Roof building, that's what'd she say now, Carol?
St. Francis.
Okay, the dome, the green domes. There's that same.
Hotel Irving Cobb. And now it's apartments.
The other carriage.
Limousines? I like this. The dark horse.
The murals along the levee, the flood wall rather. More people. Boats in the River Museum in Paducah. Mr. Russell Lloyd. The Belle of Louisville.
Queen Mary's back there.
I don't want that.
Here. Right there.
A barge and a towboat. And here, what one? This one, Southland. This is a Delta Queen model. It's a Delta, the Mississippi Queen on the right side and ours on the left side there. They're sitting together. calliope playing up there.
There's one up there.
Makes us feel like we're moving.
It does. Anybody that should be on this ship.
Got a big game tank out or something.
They came in after us and they leave before us.
Yeah, there's the gangplank still hanging out in front, see it?
You can't stay out here unless you sing to the clown. Can you sing that music?
There. We don't know if he came down, Tennessee and going up to Ohio, or if he came down to Ohio and going to go up to Tennessee. But the Tennessee takes off. That's the Ohio there, and the Tennessee takes off and goes up that way. That's going up the Tennessee that way. There's a dredge working out there. I didn't get in. There it is. And they're pumping sand out. And look at the amount that's squirting out. Look at the water coming out of that with sand. Flyboat, you got a bunch of pipe on it for the dredge. Some more of the dredge. He's doing something up here. He's probably marking where they got to go. I bet you he's taking soundings. I bet you he's marking where the edge of the channel should be. Island in the middle of the Cumberland River. That's where we're going up right there. But we've got to go around two moorings. Thing here.
Well, what marker say it? We're from Illinois around.
That marker, that's the one that says 933, I think. 922.
Is that where we're supposed to turn?
Yeah, because that marker is for the, really for the Ohio. But we go around to the left of those two mooring things there. Found out those things are called mooring cells. So sooner we'll be around there. There's the two mooring cells, the federal mooring cells. We're going to go to the left of those two and go up the river.
what Alan said, and he says they live 24 hours and die, and then they stick on it.
Oh, is that?
That's what he says, yeah. Alan says.
This is the Cumberland River now. We're going upstream. We're going up towards Nashville, to Clarksville first, and then Nashville, Tennessee from Ohio. We're going 9 miles up the river now. There's not a lot of stuff along the river except trees, birds, trees. There's not commercial stuff or anything like that. It's a pretty river, but it's just like going through a peaceful little narrow river. It's not a wide river, you can see that.
Oh yeah, on the wide beach there, yeah, the starboard bay. Yeah.
An hour on this river. We were doing 11 on the Ohio. Now at Greenwood Camp, we're parked now at docked at Clarksville, Tennessee. Tomorrow we go in and we leave here 2 in the morning. We get into Nashville, and we got about 66 miles to go, and then we're done. We came, I don't know how far today. Well, it must have come about, we left yesterday afternoon at 3 o'clock, and we had to go 13, and we came about 138 miles, over 139 miles. So we got here from 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon. This is just a riverfront. Of Clarksville. We go by Clarksville a lot of times on the way back and forth to Florida. We just never stop in it. Maybe we'll stop sometime. Carol went shopping. Well, looking at shops anyhow. That means she couldn't bring anything back. And you could have went to a winery or a museum, and I didn't want to go to either one of them, so I stayed in the boat or on the barge. Been downstream in Clarksville, back towards Paducah, and then I'll turn around here. It's about what you see on the river altogether. It's a pretty river. It's a winding river. You don't see a lot of different stuff, not like the Ohio. You see a lot of trees along it. It's a narrow river. I'm in about almost in the center of the trip.
This is Clarksville, Cumberland River Center, Clarksville, Tennessee. This is where we camped, where we're docked on. Don said he took the river walk. This is the docking area.
Looking down the river from the bow of the boat. Up looking toward Nashville. There's a crane over there doing something. There's a green building along there. Oh, part of the Riverwalk, I guess. There's a railroad bridge down here.
Nothing been too close, like been most everywhere. From north to east to north to west and back along the line. I'm going to the place I love, oh, hometown of mine. Oh, 8 more miles to Louisville, welcome into my view. 8 more miles to go, I never walk I used to think I come back and live from the start.
Well, I'll take what I got. That's it.
road to the steer to the day, here didn't come back again. I didn't go very fast on the steam fire airplane. When the wheel went around the mechanical side and back again. Now sitting in a 747, just watching the final roll by. Now I was born on a platform boat, before I could walk, I could float. I know the river is a life for me, down the Mississippi River to the sea, down the Mississippi River to the sea. Again, I will run all the way just to meet you there. I will run all the way just to meet you there.
Band from Tennessee. Putting a bowl over that cage. Instead of picking.
Uh-oh, watch out. I got a deal going now. Here goes. Yeah. Oh, you got my butt moving on that one. Listen to the mockingbird. Ain't no road, only going over Jordan. I'm only going over Rome.
It does it a little different.
Yeah. Come on, get into it. This is, oh, we don't know how far it is, but we can't be more than about 25 miles from Nashville, I guess. The river. It's this way along both sides of the river pretty much of the way. So we're getting there. We'll be there by 2 o'clock this afternoon. It's only 28 to 11 now. Bridge up there. It's a walking horse and Eastern Railroad Bridge.
It's turned.
It's turned, yeah. It's turned crossways so you can get through on the side of it.
What's the bridge past that?
The bridge past that is the Martin Luther King Bridge. This is a Nashville skyline from the river bars.
I think that's going to be a swing bridge because what that is, it'll have to.
That's why we're slowing down, is to get that train by, so we can, okay, we just turn.
There it is.
The bridge is turning now, so we can get through below it.
We weren't real sure, were we?
Put up a red signal.
They put up a stubborn fight, but they lost. They're turning. They didn't want to turn
My
it.
railroad didn't want to pay any money to fix it. So.
There is a Titan Stadium now.
There's American, so. Sure.
There is a Fort Donaldson replica. Right along the riverfront, right by Broadway. And there's Bell South building. And down there is a Hard Rock Cafe. Wait a minute, that ain't. There is a Hard Rock.
Lights on. This is called the Pride of the Cumberland group.
That's not Sugar Blue.
Alley Cat. They're already moving.
That's not Charlie McCoy. When you put this mute in, I just automatically go to. They don't seem so lonely. We could live with only two. And when I heard goes over my shoulders, how can I hurt while holding you? Touching hands, reaching out, touching you, touching me. Sweet Caroline, your time never seems so good.
Watching on the left.
That's Eddie. Say what did you say?
One to have the ball.
That's Eddie Conrad, the owner of the boat and barge, and Catherine and Nikki from Delaware.
Catherine have the ball. Captain.
Now fuss must be.
Right there.
Your politicians at home.
That's my church. We're married there 45 years ago. She begged you for coming. They were
You were married in this church here?
Yeah, 45 years ago.
How about that?
Union Station.
Number of years, and then some people bought it
Sort of
years
like
ago
in
and made a hotel out of it, about 12 years ago. Made a hotel out of it. Pretty nice. I think some of y'all were stationed in a lot of different cities in Tennessee. Were invited to come to the city of Memphis, constructed the pyramid. Different cities did different things. And Nashville, which was nicknamed that. This Tennessee Air Guard.
This is the Parthenon. We're parked. This is called, Nashville was called Athens of the South. Built it in this is Lake Pontchartrain. We're going over the bridge down to New Orleans. Kind of reminds us of crossing the bridges in Florida. It's a big lake. It's the New Orleans skyline. A lot of buildings, just like any big city.
That's That's the D-Day museum there from the back. We'll take some from the front after a while. We can't take it inside. Can't take it inside, so I'll check. There's an Iwo Jima thing, and there's a real flag flying on it.
It's a reproduction by the sheriff.
This is inside now, but probably can't go any farther with the camera. But that's a plane. Over there's a tank. There's another plane. Must be a landing craft. There's another thing over there. Some kind of landing craft. There it says D-Day.
Higgins one that I
A
know.
shot of this up there, but this is a Higgins landing craft.
Higgins is from New Orleans.
There's a half track.
Oh yeah, something like that. I remember.
Deep from World War
Dr.
II.
Jack, it says.
Yeah. And there's a tank. One German car. That's an Opel. And here's a Mercedes. German car. And they're motorcycles. There's the Higgins landing craft right there. Landing boat. Right in there. There's an airplane. There's an armored personnel carrier. And there's a little plane that they use, observation plane, I guess. And over there is another plane. And here's another plane. This is our campsite in Slidell, Louisiana. Pretty nice site. It's a lot of trees in here. We don't have any trees right by us, but a lot of trees here. We're going on this morning. We're going on to, oh boy, I think Gulf Shores, Alabama. I think we're going to get there. Okay.
Lights on. This is Destin Beach in Florida. It's usually a beautiful emerald green. It's got brown here now because there's a storm out at sea. There's a lot of people here yesterday under these umbrellas. There's a parachuter, or what do you call those?
Hang gliders.
Gliders, and there's one way over there.
I lost that one. I don't see him. There he is.
The guy going out to surf.
Carol's going to walk the beach.
Yeah.
I'm going to walk back to the trailer.
Might go in the water, walk in the water a little bit.
I got a gray-haired lady in front of me.
Okay.
Sunset over there. It's almost gone already, but where we're camped. Here at East Bank in Lake Seminole, and well, very northern Florida or very southern Georgia, whichever way you want to look at it. Here's the rest of the campground while I'm doing it. We were here last year. We might have took some then, I don't know. I don't know if I ever took a picture of the new truck yet, but there it is. there now.
Get our site.
Hmm?
Want to get our site?
This is our site. We're in number 40 this year. Last year we were over there on 36. We've got a fire going.